She doesn't walk into a room. She arrives. She doesn't just speak, she ignites. And when she laughs, it echoes like thunder, because an Aries woman doesn't ask for space. She becomes the center of it. This isn't charm. It's something more primal. It's fire. It's the kind of confidence that makes others ask, how does she do it? Welcome to BrainTrap TV, where we don't just talk about human nature. We dissect the fire that drives it. If you've ever found yourself captivated by someone who just seemed unshakably sure of herself, chances are she was born under Aries. Confidence. That's the word everyone uses. But it's not quite right. It's not learned. It's not practiced in front of mirrors. It's born from a deeper place, a cosmic alignment of fearlessness and fierce independence. From the moment an Aries woman opens her eyes to the world, the universe whispers one thing in her soul: lead. But here's the thing no one tells you. Her confidence doesn't come easy. It's not the absence of insecurity. It's the decision, every single day, to rise above it. As a child, she was told she was too much, too loud, too opinionated, too intense. But she listened and chose to be more. She grew up learning that people might not understand her fire, and many would try to put it out. Teachers tried to quiet her in classrooms. Friends tried to mold her into something softer. But every time someone said, "Tone it down," something inside her screamed, "Turn it up." And so she did. Her power was never in being perfect. It was in refusing to apologize for who she is. She doesn't second-guess herself because she's made peace with being misunderstood. She's not everyone's cup of tea, and that's exactly why she stands out in a world begging women to blend in. There's a reason Aries is the first sign of the Zodiac. She doesn't follow, she forges paths. She's the woman who speaks when everyone else stays silent, who acts when others hesitate, who dares when the world advises caution. Because for her, passion isn't a choice, it's a pulse. Think about the last time you saw a woman command a room without saying a word. She wasn't the loudest. She wasn't the most glamorous. But there was something about her, a gravitational force. That's Aries. Her confidence doesn't need to be proven. It just is. In friendships, she's loyal to a fault, but she'll call you out when you're lying to yourself. She's the one who drags you out of your comfort zone, even if it scares the hell out of you. She's not interested in small talk or shallow connections. She wants real. And when she gives her energy to you, she gives it fully. But betray her? She won't scream. She'll walk away and never look back. In love, she's intensity wrapped in vulnerability. She loves fast, deep, and with a wild kind of hope. But she's no fool. She won't chase someone who doesn't recognize her value. She doesn't want someone to save her. She wants someone to match her, to challenge her, to see her, all of her, and still stay. Professionally, she's a disruptor. She's the woman who gets labeled as too ambitious in boardrooms dominated by ego. But she doesn't flinch, because she knows something others haven't figured out. Being underestimated is an advantage. While others are talking, she's already 10 steps ahead. She's a strategist, a builder, a dreamer with execution. But let's talk truth. Even the strongest souls have shadows, and Aries women carry theirs in silence. The pressure to always be strong, the fear of vulnerability, the loneliness of being the one who's always expected to lead. She feels it all. She breaks in private. She bleeds behind closed doors. But then she wipes the blood from her lip, straightens her spine, and walks back into the world like nothing ever happened. Her confidence? It's not about never falling. It's about always rising, no matter how many times she's been burned. That's the Aries paradox, softness hidden beneath armor. A heart that's wide open, but protected by fire. She knows who she is, and even when the world tries to shake her, she remains unshaken. She may not always be easy to understand, but she's impossible to ignore. And maybe, just maybe, that's the point. This is just the beginning. And if you're ready to dive deeper into the force that is the Aries woman, her fears, her fire, and the source of her unstoppable spirit, stay with us. Because we're just getting started. There's a moment in every Aries woman's life when she realizes she's different. It might happen in school, where she doesn't just play the game, she questions the rules. Or maybe it's in a family that doesn't quite know what to do with a girl who won't sit still, won't stay quiet, won't fit into the mold they had planned for her. That moment becomes a mirror. She sees herself clearly for the first time, and instead of shrinking from it, she steps into it. She learns early on that the world is full of boundaries, gender roles, social expectations, polite conformity. But none of them feel natural to her. They feel like walls meant to keep her caged. And Aries women, they were born to run wild. She doesn't rebel for attention. She rebels because she refuses to betray her truth. The fire that fuels her isn't just energy. It's a deep, instinctive drive to lead, to create, to conquer whatever dares to stand in her way. When she fails, she doesn't spiral. She resets. She might cry in the dark, break a few things, scream into the wind, but by sunrise, she's already planning her comeback. That's her power. She turns pain into fuel, rejection into rocket launchers. And it's not just blind ambition. There's something spiritual about it. Like the universe tucked a spark of divine boldness in her soul and said, "Go shake the world awake." And she does, often without even realizing it. Her presence makes others question their own potential. Her courage reminds them of what they once wanted before they got scared. That's the ripple effect of an Aries woman. She doesn't just light her own path. She shows others they can light theirs too. But here's what most people don't understand. Being confident doesn't mean being immune to doubt. She has her dark days. Days when she wonders if she's too intense for this world. If maybe the love she offers is too much, or if the dreams she chases are too far out of reach. She feels deeply. Every failure cuts. Every betrayal bruises. But she doesn't wear her wounds for sympathy. She wears them like medals. Proof that she showed up, she fought, she survived. In love, her confidence is magnetic, but it's not manipulative. She doesn't play games. She doesn't pretend to be less than what she is to keep someone interested. If she loves you fully. There's no halfway with her. But she won't beg. She won't chase what doesn't want to be caught. And once she's gone, you'll feel it like a void that echoes in every corner of your life. She's passionate, yes, but don't confuse passion with recklessness. Every decision she makes is a statement of self-respect. If she chooses you, it's because she sees something real. If she walks away, it's because you didn't. Her standards aren't just high, they're sacred. And the people who don't understand that are never meant to stay in her orbit. Her friendships are the same. She gives her friends strength when they can't find their own. She becomes the person they call when everything falls apart, not because she has all the answers, but because her presence feels like a lifeline. But this loyalty runs both ways. If she feels used, disrespected, or unappreciated, she won't make a scene. She'll just disappear. Her silence will speak volumes. Career-wise, she's the one who changes the game. Not because she sets out to be revolutionary, but because her very existence disrupts the norm. She can't stay in a job that drains her soul. She can't pretend to be someone she's not. If there's no room for growth, she'll find a new garden. If the glass ceiling won't break, she'll build a whole new house without one. And when people say she's too much, too loud, too driven, too independent, she doesn't shrink. She smiles. Because too much to the insecure is just the right amount for those who see her clearly. It's not easy being her. That's the part people don't see. It's not easy being the strong one, the brave one, the one everyone expects to have it together. She's had to learn how to be her own anchor during storms. She's had to rebuild herself more times than she can count. But every time she does, she comes back stronger, wiser, and somehow still open to love, still daring to believe in more. That's what makes her different. That's where the confidence truly comes from. Not from being perfect, but from embracing every broken, wild, beautiful part of herself. From loving the mess, the fire, the flaws. From knowing that confidence isn't about never doubting, it's about never giving up. She is a woman who walks through fire and never asks for applause. She is Aries, and she is unstoppable. There's a sacred kind of loneliness in being the one who always leads. She never says it out loud. She doesn't want pity. But when everyone turns to her for strength, no one stops to ask, who does she lean on? That's the paradox of the Aries woman. The boldest hearts often carry the heaviest silence. She's learned to clap for herself in empty rooms. She's become her own rescue, her own therapist, her own home. Because for her, being alone isn't the same as being lonely. It's where she recharges. It's where she remembers who she is, especially in a world that's constantly trying to shape her into someone else. She's always been ahead of her time. Even as a child, she wanted more. Not just toys or attention, but freedom, adventure, purpose. The world told her to slow down, but she had already seen the finish line in her mind and was halfway there. That's how she lives, 10 steps ahead. And it's both her gift and her burden. People misunderstand her. They think she's aggressive, arrogant, overconfident. But the truth is, they're seeing her walls, not her wounds. Because life has taught her that not everyone deserves access to her softness. So she guards it, fiercely. She doesn't share her pain easily. When she cries, it's not weakness, it's a release. A reminder that even the strongest hearts need to bleed sometimes. And yet, even in her most vulnerable moments, she never loses her fire. It dims, it flickers, but it never goes out. That inner flame is her compass. It's what pushes her to try again after every failure. What drives her to start over after every ending. What reminds her that being fearless doesn't mean never feeling afraid. It means feeling it and choosing to move anyway. In relationships, people often mistake her intensity for neediness. But it's not about control. It's about connection. Deep, unfiltered, real connection. She doesn't want surface-level anything. If she gives you her heart, she expects you to hold it with the same reverence she gives yours. And if you don't, she won't fight you for your effort. She'll redirect her love toward herself. She's not the kind of woman who texts back right away just to play games. But she'll call you at 2 a.m. if she knows you're struggling. She's not the one who remembers birthdays with balloons and glitter, but she remembers your silent battles, your hidden dreams, your fears you never say out loud. That's her version of intimacy. Seeing you, all of you, even the parts you try to hide. But love isn't her weakness. It's her superpower. She doesn't love in half measures. She pours. She drenches. She baptizes you in devotion. And that kind of love, it's unforgettable. Not because it's perfect, but because it's rare. And when she walks away, it's not impulsive. It's not cold. It's the result of 100 second chances you didn't even realize she gave you. She may forgive, but she never forgets what it felt like to be damned, to be taken for granted. So when she leaves, it's not to hurt you. It's to heal herself. Professionally, she thrives in chaos. While others are overwhelmed, she's strategizing. While others are doubting, she's doing. She's not interested in climbing ladders. She builds elevators. She doesn't beg for seats at tables. She crafts her own with fire and vision. And if the world doesn't offer her opportunity, she creates it. From scratch, from sweat, from soul. And even when she doubts herself, because yes, even Aries women have doubts, she still shows up. She still fights. She still believes. Because at her core, she knows this life isn't just about survival. It's about legacy. And she's determined to leave one worth remembering. There's a real-life example I once heard about a woman named Asha, Aries' sun, born in a small town where dreams didn't grow, only routines did. She was told to marry young, stay quiet, take a stable job, but something inside her refused. She moved to the city alone, worked 3 jobs to support her ambition, started her own brand from her bedroom floor, failed, rebuilt, failed again, and now she runs a global creative agency. Not because she had connections, not because it was handed to her, but because she believed she could and backed that belief with relentless action. That's not luck. That's Aries. Her story isn't unique because of what she built. It's who she had to become to build it. And that's the Aries legacy. To transform pain into power. To take every no and turn it into watch me. To know the risk and still leap. That's not confidence. That's soul armor. She inspires not because she's perfect, but because she's real. She makes you want to be braver, to stop shrinking, to show up fully. She's the mirror that shows you your potential, even when you're too afraid to look. And maybe that's what the world needs more of. Not just women who follow the path, but women who are the path. Because when an Aries woman decides she's ready to rise, the world has no choice but to make room. So if you ever meet an Aries woman, don't just admire her fire, respect the ashes she rose from. Because every flame you see today was once a flicker she protected alone. This is BrainTrap TV, where we don't just tell stories, we awaken something in you. Until next time, keep your fire burning.